Good morning. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for all the well wishes. I'm feeling a little bit better. I started to get stir crazy though, sitting on the couch and laying in bed. So I decided that I would make a video, one that doesn't require the same amount of energy as being on camera. So I'm going to walk you through 3 different pairs that I'm looking at for the week. It's going to be USD CHF, AUD USD, and then GBP AUD. I will walk through marking up the entire chart for GBP AUD, but we're going to go quickly through what I've already marked up on USD CHF and AUD USD. So people ask me often, like, how do you trade between multiple time frames? And so I'm going to attempt to explain that to you and what that looks like today. And so what I've done, I'm on smarttrader.com. I grabbed my smart Fibonacci tool in the smart toolbox and I clicked above the last high because I wanted to see where we are in the fib sequence. So you see we had an A high, we had a B low, we had price pull back, but it didn't hit the 38.2, which is here. And then we stalled out at the 118.127. And that created a monthly low, a monthly level of support. And so now you'll see that price is U-turning. And it's my thought that there is a possibility that price could hit this 38.2 before we see it try to come back down. So on the daily, price is in an uptrend, right? And I want to see, I'm just trying to find the other level of support. So I'm going to grab my smart tool, and we already identified, let me move this down. So this is the level of support. And then on the daily, the D extension is in line with another level of support, a longer term level of support, but I'm going to mark that off. And I didn't mean to mark that. Well, I'll leave it green because that's the ultimate target. And then I'm going to put a level of support here. So I'm just marking this off so I know when I'm looking at the chart what's going on and why I marked that level off. So I just did that for all the levels of support. So I'm going to turn this off, and you'll see that this D extension of where price should be going, this is already a monthly low, right? This is a level, it lines perfectly with it at 0.8870 in the area, in the range, right? So that is on the daily. I'm going to take this fib off, and then I'm going to go down even lower, and I'm going to go to the 4 hour. And I want to see where we are on the upside. So we've identified on the daily where we are. Now I want to see where we are on the upside. So I'm going to click below the last low with my smart Fibonacci tool, and we'll see that on the daily, price is approaching a D extension, right? So it's at a daily level of resistance, and we can even probably move this up just a little bit. Let me go back and see. Or actually, let me just turn on my smart resistance tool. So resistance is actually just above the D extension, and the D extension falls in line with that level. So it's my thought that what we're going to see, excuse me, on the 4 hour is we're going to see price hopefully make a high. And I shouldn't draw this extending beyond the daily, because I think we may see rejection at the daily level of resistance. And then I think we're going to see price come down to support. Now I'm going to draw another trend line array. So I use the ray because you can't get it wrong with the ray. As far as like drawing through candles and stuff, it's already a line. All you got to do is do swing low to swing low. So let me change this over. All right. And now let me redraw it. That's not pretty at all, but y'all get what I'm saying. All right. So it's my thought that this is what I would like to see, I guess I should say. I would like to see price form a high and then retrace and then go for the continuation, hopefully breaking resistance, daily resistance, retesting that level at some point, and then going up for the D extension. Now, I didn't just pull this out of my head, right? So I know that once price forms a high, we start a new fib sequence. So I'm going to measure in the direction of the trend. So I go from the low. So the last low, so this is A, this is B, this was the last low, this was the C. So my C becomes my new A. So I go from the last low to the next high. And if we get price to form that level of resistance there, I'm looking at structure and I'm looking at price coming back to one of these levels. It would be nice if it came back to the 38.2. It could even come back, looking at structure, to the 50% fib level if it's going to stay in this uptrend, and test one of these areas before making its way. Come on, computer. Before making its way to the D extension, which also lines up with another level of daily resistance, right? So what I'm going to play is I'm going to wait and look for my confirmation, but I'm looking for a sale. People are like, why do you trade against the trend? Well, if you understand how the market moves, it's possible. It's not that scary. It's not super risky because you set it up the same way you would set up any other play. You set up your stop loss, you wait till you get your entries, and then you execute. So assuming that we form a high somewhere in between here, that is at least to the 23.6, that's 70 pips. If it goes a little bit deeper, that's like at least 100 pips. So that's what I'll be looking for on USD CHF. All right, so let's look at AUD USD. I've done a time frame analysis on here, and so I'm just bringing you into the view that I'm looking at. So overall, you'll see that since February, the trend has been down, right? And so what I'm looking at is that price is approaching or has approached the D extension. So when I say D extension, I'm talking about the take profit level right here. And so what I'm anticipating to happen, because it's just up against a daily support level, is I'm anticipating, since we hit that D extension, since we're coming up a daily support level, that we're going to see price do something like this, that we're going to see price form a swing low and then retrace and then come back and likely hit the weekly support level. That's what I'm anticipating. Now, again, I didn't just pull this out of my, just pull it out of thin air. This is based on what I'm thinking as far as structure. And so depending on where we find that support, where it is, you got to wait for it to happen. Can't make it happen. I would love to see price come down lower, but we have a weekly level of support here. So I don't anticipate that it's just going to break on the first attempt. I think we're going to see price continue up for a little bit before that happens. Now, the other thing is that it depends. Oh, okay. The other thing is that I'm looking at overall structure, right? And so we are also at a key level of 61.8 on the current up fib sequence. So this fib has not completed yet. That's why it has a green background. It has not completed yet. And so my thought was that there's a possibility too that we could see price off of this level here go up and hit the D extension. But that would mean that the US dollar has to be weaker than the Australian dollar in order for that to happen. And so that's a very long move. I think it's something like 400 pips. So short term, 464. So short term, what I'm looking at is at least this to happen, right? So at least price to find support, price to go back to daily resistance. If we get a break above here, I could very well see like this move, playing out and happening over time. But if price rejects off of this daily resistance level, I think we'll be coming back at least to the weekly support. And then we have to wait and see what's going on. But even this reversal, this move is going to be at least 150 pips, I think, before we start to see price start moving. So that's my thought on USD. Let's go ahead. Let's look at GBP AUD. All right, so let's walk through walking up GBP AUD. Now, last week, it was my thought. Actually, I'll pull it up later, but Last week I thought there was an opportunity for like 240, 260 pips, something like that. I can't remember. And price did act on that, and it actually surpassed it. So my outlook was that we had a potential sale on our hands, but I think I'm looking at it a little bit differently now. So let me format my chart. I trade with all black candles. For me, looking at different color candles was distracting and confusing. So I just turned all my candles black. Okay. So I'm starting out on a monthly, and what I do, for those of you guys who are new to the channel, is I mark up resistance and support on each time frame. And so resistance to support is basically where's my extreme high, where's my extreme low. And so I mark those off and I color code the lines according to what time frame I'm on. And so right now I'm on the monthly. My monthly color is gold. And so I can't count this as a level of resistance because we're still in the month of February, assuming this forms, assuming that, you know, by the end of February, which is in 2 days, that price doesn't break above this candle, this will be a level of resistance. And so what I'm looking at is I got a level of support here, level of resistance here, level of resistance here. That's all I'm really concerned with right now. But I just want to double check and make sure. So I turned on my smart resistance in my smart toolbox. And then if I want to double check support, I just do smart support. And so we actually got a little zone here. So I'm going to draw that out there. And I'm good. I'm not too concerned with what's down here right now. Eventually I will be, but price is so far away. I'm not gonna mark that. So I got my monthly levels. Now I'm gonna go down to my weekly, and I'm looking for the same thing. So I'm looking for my weekly levels of resistance and support. And if you don't know what resistance and support are, go back to some of my older videos, or you can sign up for the mini course to take a look and follow my exact approach. All right, so I got my swing low here, and I've got my 2 levels that I'm looking for. And if I want to check that just to make sure I'm right, oh, I missed one. So here's one right here. So we hit on the head both of the levels that we needed to identify. And so I'm good. So I'm going to turn this off, and now I'm going to go down to the daily. And I'm just looking for the same thing again. I'm looking for my levels of, support and resistance on each time frame. And so I see a level here. I'm going to turn this red because that's my daily color. And then I'm going to hit this. And actually, no, I'm not, because that is not. Actually, it is. Okay. Let me double check. Hold on. Yeah, so I was right. Okay, so it is. I'm going to turn this off. And then I don't have a level of resistance on the daily because we broke the last one. And price hasn't given me the formation I need in order to count something as a level of resistance. And so in the 4 hour, I'm looking for the same thing too. So I'm looking for, I got a level of support that's here. I think I even got a second level of support. So we're going to do 4. And then I got another level here. I'm just going to change the pattern a little bit. And I don't have enough to make a level of resistance at this level. I'm missing something. If you know, tell me in the comments why this is not a level of resistance. So I'll go down to the hour because I know I got a level of resistance there. And so I'm going to mark this. But it's highly likely the price will break this at some point. And then if I just want to double check, turn on smart resistance, there we go. So that's the only level I'm concerned about right now. I know it's giving me other levels, but I'm not looking at that at the moment. It gave right above this level, right? So if I go back out and I look at this from the higher time frame, the move was to the downside. I want to see where we are in the fib sequence on that. So I grab my smart fib tool, click above the last high. This is the active fib to the downside. So we had an A high, a B low. Price pulled back to the 50, it looks like 50% fib level, but it formed support, or it hit support from way back when, monthly level support. You got a double monthly level support, so it couldn't hit that D extension, right? That's on the monthly. If I go down to the weekly, we fell just shy of hitting monthly support. And I know you're probably looking like, that candle hit that line. Well, let's take a look and let's see what the low was. The low was 1.59157. The fib level is at 1.59017. So technically it didn't. It didn't. So price still has to come back, in my opinion, and hit this level. That's what I'm thinking, right? So if I go down to the daily, and actually let me go back up to the weekly and get rid of this fib, because one of the things about the smart fib, like, it's an excellent tool to use, but it doesn't transfer down well. So I just put it on every time frame as I move through the time frames. All right. And so what I want to do, again, I want to see where we are in the fib sequence. So I'm going to hit this like this over the last high. That's not right. Over the left. Okay. And maybe it is right, but I want to get in and zoom to make sure. So you're supposed to click above the last high or the last low. Okay, there I go. I was looking for this. So I'm trying to see if price hit the extension that it was supposed to. So we had A high, B low. We had a 23.6. Price stalled out at the 118,127, came back up. Looks like a 61.8 pullback. And so the matching D extension was down here at 16887, which price did eventually hit at this level here. So we hit that extension. Then we had A, B, and 23.6 stall out. So it didn't, oh, it did. Yes, it did. It hit that extension. Okay. So now what I'm looking at is price to the upside, because it surpassed our last high, right? So I'm looking at price to the upside. So I'm going to take my Fibonacci, my smart Fibonacci tool, and I went from the last low. And so this is what it gave me. We had A low, B high. We had less than a 38.2 pullback. So I want to see price come at least here. So there's a great possibility that price could come back to this 38.2 level before continuing up to this matching D extension right here, right? So I would love to see it come back here and then go up. But unfortunately, I don't control the markets. So I can only trade what it is that I'm seeing right now. So what I want to do, I'm going to grab the smart trend line. I didn't mean to do smart fib. That's not what I want either. So you see, what did I say? A low, B high, less than 23.6. Price stalled out at the 118,127. And then we started seeing it make its way down to the downside. And so you'll see, if we look at this level, like, price started to come down. It rejected off a weekly resistance. And then it came back and formed weekly support. And so price would literally have to break through weekly support in order to come back to that 38.2. That's on the daily, right? This is on the daily. So on the daily, since the beginning of January, we've been in an uptrend. Price is at an hourly resistance level now. And so if I want to see, I'm going to get rid of this. I want to see where we are on this sequence. I'm going to click below the last low. And so it was my thought, I believe, was it on the 4 hour or the 1 hour? Oh, hold on. Hold up. So I'm going to go at the last high. I'm going to click and I'm going to extend my fibs. Okay, this was the 4. We had A high, B low, pull back. We had a 4 hour level of resistance, and then price came back, broke above, and now this is where we are. So hold on, let me see something else. 1 hour. Okay, this is what it was. Let me, hold on. I see something. I'm share it with y'all. Give me a second. Yeah, so on the 1 hour is where I saw the setup for last week. So what I saw last week was we had A high, B low. We had less than the 38.2. Price stalled out at this level here, which was also daily and weekly support. And so it was my thought that price was coming at least back to this level here, 1.642. And so that's what I drew up. So if you look at this, price actually came and exceeded that level, right? It exceeded the take profit level, but that was from entry. I believe we started at daily support. That was 240 pips to the upside. And so my thought was once we hit that 38.2 that there was possibility for price to start breaking down and sell. And it didn't do that. It continued up and found support at that 4 hour level and then went up and created or tested against that 1 hour resistance level. So I'm going to go back to the 4. And I'm going to show y'all what I think I see. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to click below the last low. So this is the active fib. So on the 4 hour, what we have going on, we have an A low, a B high. And even though this is hourly support, at the 23.6 pullback, there is possibility for price to stall out. If it doesn't go any higher, there's possibility for it to stall out and come back at least to this level here. But looking at this, there's a double level of 4 hour support. But looking at this, structure lines up with this 618. So at the very minimum, price could come back and hit this 38.2 with possibility to come back and hit that 618, which is here, and then continue to the upside. But it would have to pass weekly resistance in order to hit this matching D extension for the retracement level. And if it does that, then we'll find support, probably find support, and then continue on up. So looking at this, I think that there's possibility for price to continue to rise. Before, I thought that we were just going to sell off at that 38.2, but it looks like price has found support at this 4 hour level. And even if I drill down to the 1 hour, clearly I can't see. That's it, one day. So you'll see on the 1 hour, it's the same setup that's on the higher time frame, right? So it is the A low, the B high. We didn't even hit the 23.6, and price is looking to maybe like it's gonna stall. So this lines up with my higher time frame analysis, and so I see a potential sell opportunity on GBP AUD. I'm not entering into a sell until I actually get my confirmations. And I know some of y'all are probably asking, like, what are the confirmations? You can find them in my older videos, or you can attend the mini course, and I go over that stuff in there. But what I need to see those things first before I enter. But to make my week a great week, I would love to see this move happen, because that's a whole bunch of pips on the table. So the other thing that it could do, let me extend this out. And I'm just putting in my, I'm putting in my, some of the things that I need to see. I got to go down to make this other, oh, shoot. See, moving too fast, moving way too fast. I believe that, yeah, that's where it was. So let me slow up. Oh, the smart trend line don't want to be my friend today. Okay, so I'm going to draw these manually. Like I said, the smart trend line tool is a great tool to give you an idea of where to go, but essentially you should be drawing these out yourself, because sometimes you know how technology is. It don't want to act right. So that's on the 30. And then I'm gonna go down to the 15 to draw my inner. So I got my inner, my long term, and my outer. I'm sorry, my inner, my outer, and then my long term. So that is not drawn right. Hold on. On this, for this time frame, let me move this out. There we go. Let me move this one out. Now we got something. Okay. And then I'm going to take the ray. I'm going to go from swing low and go to my next touch. So I'm going to get rid of this. So if we got that reversal here, I'm not entering on the initial move. I'm entering after we get confirmation. Right. And so how many pips is this? This is, if we were to get that, this is 294 pips on the table. If we get rejection off this hourly level, it's likely that price could push up and then come down. But this is what I see on GBP AUD. Or like I said, it could finish out and it could hit that D extension to the upside. Let me go back so y'all can see what I mean. And I think that was on the 1. Let me go back to the 1. And I'm going to put my smart fib up. Yeah. So the other alternative is that we could hit this D extension and then just see like a reversal. But it could hit this red D extension and then see a reversal. But I'm anticipating that we'll likely see something like this. But again, we can't predict the markets. We have to trade what we see. So like I said, I'm not entering until I get confirmation. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. If you're looking to learn how to analyze charts in detail like this, like technical analysis, then you want to make sure that you check out the mini course as it gives great detail and it's free. So I appreciate you for watching. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to the channel. And I'll see y'all on camera very soon. I hope you have a very fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.